Hey YouTube, Aiden/BurgerBob, whatever you're gonna call me. I'm warming up for the first time today. I've only played like a couple notes right before this and then decided to make a video. As you can see, I'm not in my little studio, which means my neighbors can hear me a lot better than they usually can when I'm in my studio. So when I do this, when I want to play out here and not in a little tiny studio and be super cramped and hot, I just play really, really softly the whole time. And that's my warm-up, basically. Really trying to focus on letting the air just fall out, not holding it back even though I'm playing soft, and trying to stay really relaxed. Not so much that my embouchure is like not forming or I'm just kind of going blah, but that I'm not like tightening down and using a bunch of extra muscles. If I do this right, I feel super amazing later, so hopefully I can do it. One problem that I have is that my slide technique when I play really soft gets way worse because I'm worried about moving the mouthpiece against my face maybe by moving the mouth or the slide fast. When you play louder, you're using a little more pressure and the horn kind of stays more still so you can move the slide faster. And it's really hard for me to just kind of force myself to still use good slide technique. Of course, I'm still using a lot of glisses, so I'm not always going for perfect slide technique, but I still shouldn't move slowly all the time. Hardest thing for me to do is to play pedals and double trigger notes really softly and centered and move in and out of those. Like going from B natural to pedal A. It's really easy for me to just not play the pedal A. It just won't play. Or going the other way to make the B not play. So if I can do that when I play really soft and I'm not using a lot of extra musculature, I'm doing something right. So I just played a little tune because I realized as I was playing the scale, I'd already played part of that tune, so why not play the rest? A couple of those F sharps got away from me a little bit, not volume-wise or anything, but just the sound kind of went away. My lips did an extra thing, and there's extra stuff in the sound. It's so easy to change the sound at that dynamic and make it not sound super great. And it's part of my test to see if I can just make everything really even this early in the game. I also want to play in tune, not flat. So I keep saying the hardest thing for me, actually I think the hardest thing for me is playing around low F sharp to low E. I think I have a slight embouchure shift that I'm semi-aware of right in that range. And it's just super, super hard for me to like just play like a low F. Just right on the money and sound good and super soft. That was a pretty good one, still a little wavery, and I feel like the attacks are a little too pop, a little too much tongue in the front of the note. Maybe not enough air to start the note. That's another one of my weaknesses. So you can hear as I play that F major arpeggio, the first couple times like the pedal F didn't happen, and then the A is being altered and it's flat because I'm anticipating the pedal F or something. It's really hard for me to make that all even at the super low dynamic. That time the low F was flat. And that time I tried to use too much face, and if I were using more air and I was playing louder, it would have happened. But at this dynamic, I really just have to try and get the face out of the picture. And if I can do it at this volume and make it sound super easy and feel super easy, then when I play later and I just kind of like ramp up the dynamic and I play for real, quote unquote, everything just feels so much better. One of my favorite exercises is just playing like low B flat or low B or C, just really soft in one breath as long as I can, and hopefully just play it right on with not too much attack. It's really hard. The body of that note was pretty good in my opinion, but the attack was not clean. Again, the attack wasn't clean. I'm not super worried about that because it is really soft, but I would like that to just be right now those attacks are dirty because there's air going through my chops before they come together. So I'm not starting with the chops together. And that's really, really hard for me. If I force the chops together, I get that, where the chops won't vibrate. That was a little better, but it was probably too much attack. I can get really, really in-depth about this as I play soft. I also like to do that up an octave. Just play notes on one valve, really soft. you guys can hear just how slightly inconsistent that B is. I think it doesn't ever sound bad, but the quality of that okay sound, I'm deeming it's okay. That quality of that sound just changes a little bit the whole time. And that's because I'm letting the air fall out, but as you use more air, it changes how it falls out. And it's not always the same rate if you just kind of let it do its thing. So you kind of have to slowly accelerate as you start to run out of air so it sounds the same the whole time. Let's see how that sounds on a C. Maybe a little better. I'm not sure. I have a little bit of leak on the side of my armature today. I've had that for a long time. I honestly don't know how to get rid of that. See, that's really hard. My tendency with flexibilities is to try too much. And I use too much face to make the notes change. So if I play them really soft, it's really easy to hear that and to feel it when I'm doing that. You guys can probably hear it on a couple notes. And when it fails, that's because I'm kind of like backing off in the air, like I don't think this is going to happen. I'm scared. And then it doesn't. And that's my fault. Anyway, those are my first few notes of the day. I hope this has been somewhat informative. And hopefully it didn't sound too bad. See you guys next time.